Hello, guys. Welcome back. Greetings from Dharma Geosphere. Glad to connect with you all after a break. Nice to see smart and smiling faces after your exam. So keep that smart smile throughout the process of this course and the preparation towards the main exam. Results will automatically be very positive. As promised, I'm bringing out the post-exam prelims analysis. As you can see from the analysis, a lot of questions have come directly from the newspapers, that is the current affairs part. Uh, and As I'll show you in the slides, I have focused on the source of, and why of the question, so that those who are appearing for 2022 and 2023 and onwards, it will immensely be helpful on how they should make their study plans in tune with the framework of the way the UPSC exam pattern is. So glad to know that our 15 continuous every alternate day mock tests that we conducted in the Dharma Geosphere have immensely helped you in getting into the right mode and practice for the prelims, and also the YouTube videos and the add-on material which I have been sharing with you all for each of the topic. So glad also to inform you all that we are starting the main exam course right from tomorrow itself, as requested by many of the students. So stay tuned and join our courses to reap the maximum benefit without wasting too much time on the outcome of your prelims results. So I have not typed the questions. I have just retained them the way they appeared in the question paper, just to retain its authenticity. So, more importantly, as far as this analysis is concerned, go through the explanation. Of course, it's not practically possible to read out the entire explanation I have made for each of the questions. So, those who are interested can download the PDF from our website. I have, as I said, focused more on why of the question and why UPSC picked that question and from where. Um, at the cost of repetition, as I keep telling you in the classes, please keep your eyes and ears open. Show that curiosity which is expected of a civil servant in whatever issue or any article that you are reading in the newspaper or hearing in the radio. So so that you always are tuned towards that topic, and you will be able to easily pick up the right options in the questions. So here we go, and we'll see. I'll go a little fast and see that I can complete it as soon as possible. Of course, we are not more bothered about the answers to the questions. Already you all know the answers, but explanation is very important. So the first question, this is I am dealing with the set 3 of your prelims papers. The first question in under this set is, under the Indian Constitution, concentration of wealth violates. So this is a straight question from the directive principles of state policy, which we have done in the class. So the answer is B. Basically, the Article 39B and 39C, as I have been telling, are based on the socialistic principles. So they are very important, and keep revising them. And whenever something comes in the newspaper, you please try to make down a note of it. So here clearly the answer is B. So the next question we go, what is the position of the right to property in India? This has also been in the news for a variety of reasons. So The answer is B. As you all know, in 1978, the 44th Constitutional Amendment, right to property, was deleted as the fundamental right and was made only as a constitutional right. So, under Article 300 Cap A, it is now only a legal right, but it is available to everyone. So, the option is obviously B. So, what is the exact constitutional status of India on 26 January 1950? Obviously, it was only a sovereign democratic republic, as you can see. The newspaper headlines of those days, but later 42nd Amendment added the word socialist and secular. It's a very straightforward, simple question. The answer is B. Then the constitutional government means this. I have been telling you there is a book by Abhay Prasad Singh, a very interestingly written book on the doctrine of limited government, how the constitutional government is defined by the existence of the constitution. So guys, as I keep telling you at the cost of repeating, try to broad base your reading, particularly when it comes to the polity, because there were 20 questions almost in polity. Most of them, in fact all of them, were directly related to the current affairs. They just picked it up and asked you the background of it. So this is very simple. A constitutional government means, and the answer is a government limited by the terms of the constitution. It is not that an elected government can do whatever they want, but they are to do within the framework of the constitution. So with reference to India, the terms Halbi, Hu and Q, they pertain to the tribal languages. This was there in the news. In fact, it's a very interesting proof. So this is the tribal Halbi rappers of Chhattisgarh. So this is how it was in the news, February 2nd, 2021. So based on this, the UPSC has picked the question and asked you what basically it is. So it's very easy. The answer is D. They are a group of tribal languages. So consider the following statements in respect of Bharat Ratna and Padma awards. I've been telling you during the class that this is the question that UPSC can pick it up, because it had come many times in the newspapers. As you can clearly see the number of times it has come repeatedly in the newspapers, that it can only be in a year given 3 times. And then according to article 18, no title shall be conferred to the any state, including those referred to as awards, Bharat Ratna and the Padma Award. I will take you back to that case which we discussed some time back, and you all know it was suspended twice, once in 1997 and again in 1992. Unfortunately, some of our students also have thought that it is only suspended once, but no, it is suspended twice. Keep this slide ingrained in your mind, because it's very important. It's likely to get repeated. So this is the case I was talking to you about, Balaji Raghavan. This was the PLI which was filed way back in December 1995, and this further again came in the news. It was a very important public interest litigation which was filed, wherein it was asked whether the awards Bharat Ratna and Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri are titles within the meaning of the Article 18.1 of the Constitution. So the 18.1 of the Constitution is also important. Please kindly go through it. We'll again discuss this in the class. So consider the following statements. This is a very, again, a straightforward question which has come again in the newspapers. The United Nations Capital Development Fund says Hyderabad was selected for the recognition for a year following its commitment to grow and maintain urban forests. Yes, this was the answer A. So Indian Express, it was again it came in the newspaper, in the Indian Express, February 20th, 2021, and it was also again updated it as recently as today in the Indian Express. And consider the following state in respect of leverage. This is a very simple word I've been telling you because of the orientation of the Olympics, the 32nd Olympics. I said UPSC is likely to ask quite a few questions in sports, and that's how they have asked quite a few questions. This is very easy. You all know about Roger Federer. He has won it. So the answer is 7A. And consider the following in respect of 32nd Summer Olympics. The answer is two only. The International Olympic Committee decided to change the new motto from they just added together later on. So the official motto that a new world is not right. So that statement goes. But of course, surfing, skateboarding, sport climbing, karate, baseball, and basketball were included as a part of the 32nd Summer Olympics. So that statement is right. So the answer is B, two only. So, considering the following statement, and this is a very interesting question. We are all cricket buffs. For a country like India, cricket is a religion, and you are expected to know this. So, it was not based on simply the number of matches. The TVs who have been watching the cricket matches have been flashing this table, that is the distribution of points in ICC World Test Championship. Though England won more matches, but the New Zealand was adjudged the winners based on the overall points. Then Right to City, this was also very much in the news. So the correct answer for this is the original definition of this. I have explained here. You can please go through it. This is very important and is likely to also get repeated. So please go through this carefully. Then, with reference to India, consider the following statements. So, here it says jail is for judicial custody only. So, you are very clear on that. The accused in police custody are usually kept in the police station itself. So, but the statement that during judicial custody, the police officer in charge of the case is not allowed to interrogate without the approval of the court, yes, that statement is correct. It has to go to the court. The court will then give the directions to the police or to the state that they can be interrogated. It's a very simple question. It happens every day. You have been reading that in the newspapers as well. So, now going to question 13 with reference to India, consider the following statement. So, this has again come in the newspaper. From there, they have picked up. The Indian Express has clearly explained what is parole and furlough. It has come in October 28th, 2019. So, the correct answer is only two, that is, state governments have their own prisoners release on parole rolls. At the national level, which ministry is the simple most? In fact, I was the deputy secretary when we mooted this Forestry Right Act. I'm glad that this question has come. I was so happy. We roped in Shankaran to draft the general rules for the Forest Rights Act. So during my tenure as a deputy secretary in the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, this Forestry Rights Act actually got approved and is now getting implemented all over the country. So, a legislation which confers on the executive administrative authorities is again a very simple question. So, Article 28, 32, and 44. 44 deals with Uniform Civil Code, 32 deals with right to constitutional remedies, and Article 25 to 28 they deal with right to freedom of religion. So, you can eliminate all that and then arrive at the Article 14, the Constitution, which provides for equality before law. It's a very straightforward question. This was also in the news. 16, which one of the following in Indian polity is essential future? So, actually, there is no definition of a federal government in the Indian constitution. So, we basically rely on whatever is given in the US constitution. So, according to that constitution, the main federal features in the Indian constitution, the one which fits best and most appropriate here is the independent judiciary. That is, the fundamental rights are enforceable by court of law. That is not so important, but the independence of judiciary is safeguarded. That is the most appropriate answer, as I have shown you there. This is the federal nature of the constitution you can go through. So which of the following best defines the term state? So, if you see, just keep A aside for some moment, and then we'll see how we eliminate B and of course C and D. So B is ideal state. So B is the definition for an ideal state, which is basically politically organized people of definite territory. That is a definition of an ideal state, and C and C are kind of weird when it comes to the definition of state. The best definition of all the four is A, that is a community of persons permanently occupying a definite territory, independent of external control. So that's very important. Then, with reference to Indian judiciary, consider the following statements. According to me, both statements are correct. But then, as I said, this is only first cut of the answer. Sometimes not many times UPSC itself does not have the answer key entirely correct. So this I'm just flagging it. But as of now, from the inputs I have, I feel both the statements are correct, subject to any correction. Then, with reference to India, consider the following statements. I don't know why some students have gone about and did act and said we have more than one domicile, we move from one state to other. Absolutely nonsense. I've told you many times, and we have also discussed this case wherein the domicile case, Gujarat reiterated that Indian citizenship is a must, and there can be only one domicile. A person cannot have more than one domicile. So clearly, the statement two, of course, it is not very clear in the constitution itself. So it is not correct. A citizen by birth only can become the head of state. Whether he can or not is something which is not clear in the constitution, but you can easily eliminate because it has not. Third is also not correct. A foreigner once granted citizenship cannot be deprived. So that applies to Indian, and of course, obviously, it will apply to a foreigner as well. Okay, so A is clearly the answer. Always remember there is only one citizenship and one domicile. Moving to the next question, which one of the following factors constitutes the best safeguard of liberty? Separation of powers, of course. Straight. We have been dealing with the separation of powers quite at length. So, committed judiciary was introduced during the Congress regime, those emergency days where Indira Gandhi was trying to force judiciary to to her line or to the Congress line. Centralization of powers is an extreme statement. Elected government cannot always safeguard you. If an elected government, they can take immediate action against those who are opposing them. So the most appropriate answer is separation of powers. So another very simple question, 21A. We did this when we were doing the environment. I was telling you why polarity of water is so beneficial to the animals, because whatever they eat, unless that gets dissolved, it becomes very difficult for the animals, their digestion and all that. So polarity of water is a polar molecule, so it has an electronegative force and an electric positive force as well, which gives water a much better structure than the liquids. So the water polarity allows it to dissolve all the polar substances very easily. That's how this is very beneficial for all the animals, including the humans. And the dissolving power, as I've said, is very, very important for life. That is a very nice question. And with reference to street lighting, how do sodium lamps differ from LED lamps? So the biggest difference between LED and high pressure sodium lamps are the color temperature. So LED lights have a very wider variety of color temperatures, and LED area lights of course have a much easier evanescence than the high pressure sodium lights. So the answer to this is 1 and 3 only. 2 is again sodium lamps have longer life. That's not correct. LED lamps have much longer life. And the term ACE2, this has again we discussed about when we were discussing about the various diseases and the viruses related to the COVID. So this was an expected question. So it was directly related to the spread of viral diseases. So since before this exam, we almost underwent this COVID period. Questions related to viruses very important, and accordingly, quite a few questions came from the viruses. Bisphenol is a cause of concern. It's substance which is there almost in all that which is shown in the picture. It's a colorless solid. It's an organic solvent. So the answer is it's a polycarbonate. As I've shown you here, this is the chemical formula. Then triclosan. This is a quite a dangerous substance. So it's considered harmful when exposed to high levels for a long time because it is reused in plastic containers. So you can see the kind of plastic containers I've shown you in this pic. So that's it. So 25 D. So all these are toiletries. So the answer for this clearly is toiletries. So which of the following is the reason why astronomical distances are measured in light years? This is the first chapter we did in Fundamentals of Physical Geography. Chapter 1, I also gave you an objective question on this, on then how the light travels in a straight line. And that is what makes it very important as a standard measurement for astronomical distances, that is in light years. So we adopted parliamentary democracy based on the British model, yes. So both the statements that the British Parliament is supreme, but in India the power of the Parliament is to legislation is limited because we have an independent judiciary as well, and also the executive. And then the second statement is also correct. Matters related to the constitutionality of the amendment of an act of the parliament are referred to constitutional bench by the Supreme Court. Yes, this is what we see on a day-to-day basis. We read it in the newspapers. So it's a very simple, straightforward question which has been in the news for some time. So both statements 1 and 2 are correct. So coming to with reference to the union government, consider the following statement. You see, this is straight away picked up from the Indian Express, and which clearly shows. Do you know about the Tamil Nadu man who drafted the Article 360? 370, that is the Gopal Swami Iyengar. Those of you who have read this news item which appeared in 5th August 2019 would have surely answered the question. And this, of course, we all know that in 1970, DOPT was constituted directly under the Prime Ministership. So that part is correct. Whereas those who have read the report know that mm, the statement one is not correct. So we come to the answer that is two only. See, the entire administrative process, right from your medical test down to, is overall controlled by DOPT. So, as civil servants, you are expected to go through the site once in a while. So, once you go in the very first page, they have written about the DOPT origin. So, you cannot make a mistake, or you are not expected to make a mistake as far as statement 2 is concerned. Right to privacy is protected under which article of the Constitution? This is also again picked up from the Shilpa Shetty case, where it comes in Times of India that should an individual's right to privacy prevail over press of freedom. Please read this article. It's going to get again repeated next year. So you all know that it's Article 21. And then we also know how this right to privacy was discussed in 2017 when it came to with reference to the fundamental rights, etc. Please also go through this article because it gives you a lot of insights on the individual's right to privacy. I have quoted this article from where this question was picked. Don't just ignore or push it under the carpet, Shilpa Shetty and all that. So everything has its inner dimensions and insights. So you should always have that curiosity to why so much of fuss is being made against this, and you should go back, read the article, and try to understand. Then consider the following statements. This is a very straightforward question. In India, there is no law restricting the candidates from contesting. Then about this Devi Lal, so all this only the statement 2 and 3 appear to be very vague. So statement A is correct, and it is very simple and straight. So coming back to the vegetation of savanna, this is straight away mostly from the NCERT book. Even if you have had the understanding of the savanna grasslands from the NCERT, you could have easily answered. So seasonal rainfall and soil properties is the supposed to be the most appropriate answer. I have given you the key features of tropical savanna biome. So please go through this. Every year there will be one question related to the biome. Coming to 32 with reference to water on plant. Again, this is another question straight away from the NCERT book. You can see this is the table from class 10 continents and oceans. He has clearly given here. It's a very simple, straightforward question. 32 is B. So 33 is also B. This again, this Moringa drumstick tree has been in the news for quite some time, and it has come in the newspapers. You can see this as a miracle tree from Aravallis is a key source of food for birds. So here it's clearly mentioned. This has come in April 2021 in many of the newspapers. So Moringa is a non-leguminous tree, and it is a medium-sized evergreen tree. So that is native of Africa and Asia. So you can easily, by elimination, arrive at answers as answer B, that is 3, 4, and 5. 1 and 2 are wrong according. So these kind of newspaper cuttings, please keep note or keep writing notes from this so that it will help you while you are revising for the exam. So the black cotton soil of India, this was also in news. You all may remember that Virdhunagar district collectorate had brought out this issue of the effect of black cotton soil is not conducive to the atmosphere, to locusts, etc. So you all know that the black cotton soil occurs around the Deccan Trap, and the Deccan Trap has been nothing but a volcanic rock, and it's been the eruption of the volcano that has built that fissure volcanic rock. I will show it to you here. So this is the fissure eruption which has been preserved as traps or steps in the Deccan Plateau. So it's a common sense question. I'm sure all of you would have answered this right. Going to question 35. With regard to recent recombinant vector vaccines, again, I tell you, this Jacob Koshi, at least there will be every year 3 to 4 questions. He does amazing research and publishes very good articles. So you please read this article. I've already given you the explanation, not to go and then just see that this is very important article. So you can easily find the answer also for that. 36. In the context of hereditary diseases, consider the following statements. So this also had come several times in the newspaper, wherein they have shown, see, particularly in Hindu, they had covered this article on the UK grants doctors first license to create three-parent babies. So basically, this research has been there for quite some time, particularly in regarding pronuclear transfer of these mitochondrial diseases. So please go through this article. The answer to this is B, that is 2 only. So Bolgar 1 and Bolgar 2 technologies, again, the lady Priyanka Pula, who writes very nice, incisive, insightful articles in the newspapers. So this is again picked up from the Hindu, from her article. So the answer to this is B, that is developing genetically modified crop plants. You can see these cottons here. So this is another very school level question. In a pressure cooker, the temperature at which the food is cooked depends mainly upon which of the following. Many people thought it is not weight of the lid, because nowadays the new cookers are coming with a very small lid, but that is not true. That is also a part of the temperature maintenance. So all the statements given are correct. So 38 is D, 1, 2 and 3 according to me are correct. Consider the following: bacteria, fungi and virus. Again, when dealing with the classes on viruses, viruses cannot be synthesized in artificial medium, for the simple reason that they lack the metabolic machinery on their own and are totally dependent on their host. Even in the case of HIV or any other disease related to virus, it is they go into the body and then they replicate, and from RNA they become DNA, from single to double helix. So they cannot be grown artificially in any synthetic medium. So be very clear on that. We discussed this quite a few times. So consider the following statement: adenovirus have single-stranded DNA genome. This is again, adenoviruses are basically double-stranded linear DNA genome, whereas HIV is the retrovirus caused by HIV, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. I was joint secretary in the National AIDS Control Program, one of the most globally acclaimed, successful disease control programs India has ever had. So I'm glad this question has also come, and you can guess who has given this question. So the answer is the common cold is sometimes caused by an adenovirus, whereas AIDS is caused by a retrovirus. Is absolutely correct. Adenoviruses have single-stranded DNA. That is wrong because I have stated is clearly double-stranded. So question, the statement one is wrong. Statement two is absolutely correct. As I've given you, adenovirus are common viruses that typically cause mild cold and flu-like illness. Then how is permaculture farming different from conventional chemical farming? This permaculture has also been in the news for a variety of reasons. So 1, 2 and 4 are correct. This 3 is not correct. That is, conventional chemical farming is easily possible in arid regions and all that is not right. So this permaculture, it has been picked from the Hindu, which says here permaculture a real solution to agriculture distress. Here you can see a detailed paras of permaculture has been given. There was another article in the Hindu, so this was straight picked up from the Hindu newspaper. So those who have gone through and made notes, I'm sure would have done the correct answer. So coming to 42 here with reference to palm oil, only statements 2 and 3 are correct. Palm oil tree is native to South Asia is wrong. Palm oil is native to Africa. As you can see clearly here, the Down to Earth has carried a detailed article here that the palm oil and all the details have been given regarding the ecosystem and all that, and where it is native places. Those who have gone through this article, we have all done this in our revision also. So with reference to the Indus River system, question 43 is straightforward. The answer is D, Satluj. I have given the explanation here. All of you please go through. Then with reference to India, Didwana. So this Didwana we did. You all remember? It was a lake in Rajasthan, Saline Lake. When we were dealing with the saline lakes, I did refer to about Didwana. So if you know Didwana, the other things also you can guess, and it can't be glaciers. You know all the glaciers, you know all the mangrove areas, you know all the Ramsar sites. So all that. Doing extensively and intensively of all the three has helped you because you can easily eliminate that हमने जो रामसर साइट्स पढ़े हैं मैंग्रोव साइट्स पढ़े हैं या ग्लेशियर्स पढ़े हैं ये नाम कहीं भी नहीं है so saline lakes you all know that Didwana though the other three names I also am not very familiar it has not struck me so far but as I can show you this is the Didwana salt water lake the Kushman Lake is also a continental saline lake in Rajasthan. So that was an easy answer. This is another easy one. We have been doing all the rivers very thoroughly. So this is a very easy answer. That is Nagavali and Vamsadhara are those which rise from the Eastern Ghats. So please go through the explanation. We will again revise this. So consider the following statement. The Global Ocean Commission grants. We did this quite a number of times. So you all know that statement 2 and 3, rare earth minerals are present in sea floor in international waters. So we did target about the minerals because there was a question on minor minerals in the 2018, 2019. There was a question on major minerals. So we were expecting that there will be a question related to rare earth minerals, and all of you, those who have done with us about the rare earth minerals, would have done this question easily. That is the answer is B, 2 and 3. So I have given you the explanation here. Please go through it. So among the following, which one is the least water efficient crop? In Marathwada region, there was a hue and cry about giving up on sugarcane. series of articles came. This is one of the articles I picked from the Business Standard, which talks about the sugarcane being the least water efficient crop. So those of you who have read this and also discussed with us in the classes would have easily ticked the answer as sugarcane. Again, this considering the following statements, this question is a bit tricky in the sense those who have not done El Nino and ENSO and all that, of course, we have done it in detail, being a very geographic centric institute. So the here clearly the statement. Mm, One is doubtful and so is two also is doubtful because they are exactly the opposite. Actually, during an El Nino event, the surface waters in the western sections of oceans become significantly warmer than the usual. So here it is given as eastern. Similarly, in the temperate zone, it is the river. The westerlies play an important role in carrying the warm equatorial waters and winds to the western coast of continent. So this is exactly opposite. So statement 2 is not right. But then it is true that the western sections of the ocean are warmer because of the El Nino event in the tropical zone. That is more than 60% correct because of the trade winds. Of course, it is because of the easterly trade winds. Though they have not mentioned what specific trade winds are there, that is, can create some confusion in the students. But clearly, those of you who have understood the concept of El Nino event, which is a temporary phenomenon, so the answer, the closest answer according to me is A, that is one only. The second is exactly opposite. 49. In the context of India's preparation for climate smart agriculture, consider the following statements. Which of them are correct? So if they are correct, so it's very easy to arrive at all three are correct. In fact, they are sentences which have been picked straight from that article on climate smart agriculture. So I have given you the explanation here how statement 2, 3 and 2 and, are all correct. So leaf litter, this is decomposes faster than in any other biome, and as a result the soil surface is often almost bare. So this is again a very simple question related directly to the tropical rainforest. As I have shown you here, there is absolutely no ambiguity. So I have clearly given you the explanation what are the type of forest and what are the characteristics. You can easily mark. So with reference to history of ancient India, this is again I was picked up from the newspaper. So this 51 is clearly the playwrights, and because you all know that Bhavabhuti was written by play by Kalidasa. Then consider the following was it's also a very simple, straightforward question. Only Government of India Act of 1935 gave women reserved seats. This is absolutely right. But this Montego reforms statement granting rights to women and all that I have not seen, and I don't, it does not appear to be right. So only B is the right answer. Then Quit India movement. This is a very simple, direct question. This Viceroy, Executive, Congress, Ministries, all is all much later. So it's again a straight forward question. 8th August 42, August Kranti. You can see August Kranti Bhavan in Delhi. Among the following associates. This has been in the news. I've been telling that because of the anniversary, some questions related to Gandhi would come, but a slightly deeper level question had come. Songs from Prison is a translation of ancient Indian religious work in English by Made in Jail by Mahatma Gandhi. Good, all of you got that right. And with reference to medieval India, this is again a simple question picked up from the NCRT, Paragana, Sarkar, and Subhas. Several times I did this in the class. And who among the following was associated? This is again, this has been in the news for quite some time because the Kolkata's 170-year-old Bethune College. This came a couple of times in the newspaper. I just picked it up. The one which came on August 10th, 2020. Coming to the 57th in the context of colonial India, this is again very simple. You all know this is all part of the officers of the Indian National Army. I have given the detailed explanation here. Then with reference to Indian history, which of the following are correct? Again, here Nizam of Arcot emerged out, and that is right. And the Mysore kingdom emerged out of Vijayanagara Empire, that's also right. But this Rohilkhand kingdom was formed out of the territory. No, no, this is not right. So 58 is 1 and 2. I have also given the explanation. Please go through it. These kind of questions are likely to get repeated. Which of the following statement is correct? I have given you that Ajanta caves here. Ajanta caves lie in the gorge of Waghora River. Those of us who have done geography, we have been talking about gorges and their examples and the rivers and its tributaries. So if you apply a bit of geography knowledge here, you can easily tick the answer A. So consider the following statement. 21st February is declared the International Mother Language Day of UNICEF. Yes, the demand that Bangla has to be one of the national language was raised in the Constitution Assembly of Pakistan. This is also right. So according to me, both 1 and 2 are correct. So the answer is C. I have given you the explanation. Please go through it. With reference to Sauhat Yogini temple. So this is a little tricky question, but then this is also in the news. The correct answer for this is the first statement, of course, is absolutely right. And then the design has given rise to a popular belief that it has the inspiration behind the Indian Parliament building. Yes, this is also right because there have been a lot of articles regarding the construction of the new Indian Parliament building, and in those articles they did mention that there was an inspiration, and actually it is because of that mm, news item and the issues being raised because of that construction that this question has come. So you can easily use common sense and say 1 is absolutely right and so is 4. Then coming to the next question, you all know several times we did this straight away. The nth question from NCRT, Dholavira is the right answer for this. And in fact, this has also come in down to earth during the last year. About Dholavira. See, so not only questions from polity and from economics and current affairs, international release, but also from history have emanated from those which have been in the current affairs. That is, those which have come as news items in various magazines and newspapers. This is one which they have picked it up from down to earth. So you are expected to be curious about what is happening in and around you and be reading and making your own notes. Self-study is the best. Self-belief is the best. Please believe in yourself. Don't run around here and there. So many institutes. Go on googling here and there. Yes, keep a few magazines, keep your newspaper. You will not only get through prelims but to the mains, but also score very high in the interview. Then going to the next question, 63A is only one. This Chakapale, Trichinopalli have nothing to do with this question. I'm sure all of you know. Then from the decline of Guptas until the rise of Harshavardhana, this is a little tricky question. According to me, it is A, that is Guptas of Magadha and Malwa and Devagiri, but it could also be 6, that Maitrakas of Valavi. So as a first cut, I feel the answer is A, but then we can always come back when I do detailed revision of this. We will see how perfect we are. So as of now, we take this answer as A. According to Portuguese writer, this is again a very straightforward question. Wrestling, astrology, accounting, and soothsaying. This has come several times. We have been revising and revising. So all are correct. So its answer is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this again has come several times in the newspaper. How a poem recital in Madanapalli led to the India's national anthem. So clearly, the answer here I have clearly stated is Rabindranath Tagore translated the national anthem from Bengal to English. Then consider the following places. Again, this is very easy. 2 and 3 are straightforward and you can easily click. This has also this Chandraketu Tugragar was in the news for several reasons because of being considered as an enigma in Bengal. So anyone who would have been reading this could have easily ticked the answer correct as mm, D, that is 2 and 3. So consider the following statements. Iltutmish, this is also a straightforward question. It was only during the reign of Iltutmish that Genghis Khan reached the Indus in pursuit of the fugitive Khwarezm prince. Yes, this was a story. I think even some Hindi movie has covered this. So answer clearly is 1A, 2 and 3 are totally irrelevant. Considering the following statement, this is again a very important question. You should know this Saint Francis Xavier. So that he was one of the founding members of Jesuit order. That is absolutely right. And second, he died in Goa. He didn't apparently. And then. Three is again a feast of Saint Francis Xavier is celebrated in Goa. Yes, I have been to Goa several times, and yes, I have seen this. So 69, the answer is 1 and 3 only. With reference to history of ancient India, which of the following statements are correct? So again, you see here, I find only the second one statement is correct. I have given the explanation. Please go through it. Which in the following is used in preparing a natural mosquito repellent? Again, this lemongrass was covered by down to earth, and also you can see Hindu ways to prevent malaria. It has clearly given lemongrass as one of the natural mosquito repellents. So those of you who have read the newspapers regularly and made their own notes would have ticked the answer correctly as lemongrass. Consider the following kinds of organisms. I've been telling you, when the very first class I did in biology for video all, I told you the cyanobacteria and diatom are one of the most ancient living forms that evolved, and because of this actually they cracked the rocks and created the movement. So the co-evolution of both life and earth, I've talked a lot about cyanobacteria and diatoms as one of the first unicellular organisms, so you can easily tick those. They have to be the primary producers, so it's very easy question if you apply your mind. Consider the following animals. This again also has come, this marmots and as idiots. Again, it has come in Hindu. You can see that both hedgehog and pangolin, they roll up and protect themselves, whereas a marmot has a very different way of protecting itself. So the answer to this is D, 1 and 3. Please keep reading newspapers, take interest, show that curiosity. Yes, कैसे अपने आप को बचाता है, pangolin कैसे अपने आप को बचाता है, and all that stuff. So with reference to New York Declaration on Forest, this is part of the UN Climate Summit, which pledged to end the forest loss by 2030. So the New York Declaration was given here. I'm sure you all would have done this right, because we did this in our lessons on environment and the climate summit and various resolutions taken. So the magnetite particles, these domains is come consistently in one of the important global news. It had come in Nature in January 2021, that magnetic domains oscillation in brain with neurodegenerative disease. Well, we know that all of that, that brake of motor vehicles, engines, microwave stoves, power plants, but I'm not sure about telephone lines. Telephone lines do emanate the radiomagnetic waves, but how far they actually affect the brain, because their wavelength is quite small, and whether they can actually reach or not is something I'm not sure, and I would like to keep my comments reserved till I come back to you. But as far as now, the answer seems to be 1, 2, and 4 only, but I'll not be surprised if answer D is correct. So which one of the following is a filter feeder? Again, down to earth, world shrinks for oyster. This is an article which we all revised in the students' presentation, wherein you have talked about oysters being natural filter feeders. So full marks to you guys as far as this question is concerned. The answer to this is apparently the oyster. Then again, we did this in weathering and erosion. I've been telling you that it is the sulfur. Sulfur is always present in the rocks as a reservoir and sediment. So when it gets weathered in the sulfur cycles, the weathering rocks is the main source of release of nutrients. Whereas in the other cycles, they are not stored so much in the rocks. It's only the sulfur. In fact, sulfur is also stored down below the core of the earth, and it keeps releasing that heat. You know, sulfur is also used as an explosive in crackers, so it gives that heat, and it also helps in the weathering of rocks. Very good question. Then 78, which of the following are detrivores? You all know detrivores are a very important component within the ecosystems, yeah, as they help break down the dead animals. So I have told you many times that the main detrivores are this earthworm, the woodlice, and this is the millipedes. So where is that earthworm is one, then millipedes and woodlice. So 1, 3, and 5. One, so 1, 3, and 5 is there given in the C. So this is the straight away simple answer. I have given you all the three, which are detrivores. And then the common carbon metric proposed by UNEP, this was also quite sometime, in fact, many times in the news, because this has been used as a standard for reporting green gas emissions for buildings and all that. So when a lot of infrastructure and buildings were being created, the news items carried this, whether the buildings have followed this common carbon metric or not. So clearly the answer is C, enabling governments to assess the overall carbon footprint caused by their countries. So there was a feeling that since we were doing so well as far as the carbon emissions are concerned, some of the countries did say that you are not taking care of the infrastructure and not using the common carbon metric, but it is not right. We have been using this, and this has been one of the standards while doing the building infrastructure. So which the following have species can establish symbiotic relationship with other animals? So the answer to this is all. Cnidarians are nothing but corals. They clearly are always in symbiotic relationship. So are fungi and protozoa. So you should know a little more about Cnidaria, because several questions are likely to come on this, because there is a lot of research that is going on this, with one of them being the coral, which is a colony of polyps in symbiosis with algae. I have shown you this pic. Get it ingrained in your mind, and we'll keep discussing this more. The money multiplier in economy, I'm not so good in economics, but my common sense says that the answer is increasing in the banking habit of people. With reference to Indian economy, again, answer is 1, 2, and 4 only. I'll give you a detailed explanation for this when you do the detailed analysis. With reference to India, consider the following statements. The answer is clearly both 1 and 2 are correct. So answer is B. Again, with reference to water credit, this is something which again I will take the credit because I have been flagging this because the small loans, big impact have been coming in several newspapers, and since I worked in the water sector, I know the importance of this. How this is the best way to conserve precious resource like water. This has been in the Times of India, has also come in Hindu and in many other magazines. So water credit we have been discussing. I'm sure all of you would have done this. 1 and 3 are the correct answers. That is C. 85 in India, central banks function. That is the lender of last resort. So the answer to this is C. I have also given you the explanation along with the benefits and drawbacks of this lender of last resort. Then R2 code, this we did discuss when we were talking about the various ways. This particular waste is related to the recycling of the electronic waste. So you need a certificate for this called as the R2 code of practices, which India has been getting because it has been recycling its electronic products. This is also very much in the news. Then why is there a concern about copper smelting? This has also come in the newspaper. Particularly, there were strikes for the copper smelting. That is the sterilite, which has been lethal and has been affecting several communities. So effects of pollution caused by sterilite plant in 1979 can be today on Todkuti soil. High Court has given an order that the smelting should be stopped. So that's how this question has come. I'm sure all of you would have read. So the answer is wood copper slag can cause leaching of heavy metals into environment and may also release sulfur dioxide as a pollutant. But it does not release carbon monoxide because this is nothing to do with copper smelting. Then with reference to furnace oil, again this has come in the newspaper in the Economic Times, not once but several times. The three-member panel was formed to investigate the furnace oil leak. So they just asked you what is basically the furnace oil. So furnace oil is all, it's product of oil refineries. Small industries use it to generate power. Absolutely correct. It causes sulfur emissions into environment. That is also correct. Because of this only the three-member team is probing on the leak, why was the leak, and what are the after effects of this particular. So furnace oil is nothing but a dark viscous liquid. All these three characteristics mentioned are pertaining to the definition of what a furnace oil is. Coming to blue carbon, this is something I think at least I may have given you this question in your mock test about 3 to 4 times. Blue carbon is nothing but the one which is captured by the oceans and the coastal ecosystems, which both are in blue. The blue carbon initiative, which we discussed some time back. Then coming to the nature, which of the following are mostly likely to be found surviving on surface without soil? Ferns, moss and mushroom need soil because they cannot easily form symbiotic relationship with any other plant so easily the way moss can form. Moss can be found anywhere. All that moss needs is clean fresh water to survive. It can survive anywhere on the rocks predominantly, so soil is not required. Common sense question, immediately tick Lyshin. So 90B is 90 is B. So this is again a very straightforward. Consider the following statements. 91, the governor of the Reserve Bank appointed by the central government. Then central provisions in the Constitution of India given the right to issue directives in RBI in public. So this is not correct. So governor of RBI draws his power from RBI Act. बिल्कुल correct है. So according to me, 1 and 3 only are correct. 91C, those of you who have ticked C can be safe. I have also given you the explanation here. So with reference to casual workers employed in India, consider the following statement. This has come in the newspaper several times. The answer is 1, 2, and 3. I have given you the explanation. Please go through this. This has come in Jan 19, 2020. The Supreme Court ruling about that. So try to match this with the options and then arrive at the right answer. Then coming to the question 93, this again, in which among the following steps is the most likely to be taken at the time of an economic recession? Ma'am has given you this, Banu ma'am, and I have also given you in the mocks several times about the technical definition of recession, and this was covered in Hindu in November 18, 2020. Those of you who have been following Hindu meticulously and making note, this is a very simple question. So 93 is B, increase in expenditure on public projects. Consider the following statement, other things remaining unchanged, market demand for a good might increase if, so I have given you the various options here. So price of its substitute increases, yes, it increases, and price of its complement increases. I am not sure about the good. Its price falls, obviously it's going to fall. So 94, 1 and 4 seem to be straightforward. 2 and 3 are vague, so you can eliminate and then arrive at an answer A, that is 1 and 4. With the banking of urban cooperative banks, this is again a recent article in Hindu about the urban cooperative banks in India. So I'll show you that article. The answer to do is B, 2 and 3 only. So this is what was the article which had appeared in Business Line. It's defining times for urban cooperative banks. Even if the 2021 guys don't bother about it, all those who are in from appearing 2022 and 23, please keep this article. Otherwise, ask me. I'll share. This is very important. No other newspaper, including Economic Times, has covered it so well as far as the urban cooperative banks is concerned. This is going to be a repeat question, and mark my words. 96, Indian government bond yields are influenced by which of the following? So in Indian Express, the link between US bond yields, Indian stock markets, and all, a lot of articles have come on this. I picked one from the Indian Express. So you can see all the three statements you can find in one article itself in the Indian Express. So all three are correct. Consider the following foreign currency convertible bonds. This is also a very simple question. Foreign currency convertible bonds apparently is not correct. Foreign institutional investment with certain conditions is logical, and so is non-residential external deposits. This can also be included. So 2 and 4 seem to be right. 2 and 4 is given in C, so C may be the right answer. Consider the following statement. The effect of devaluation of a currency is that it necessarily currency devaluation and revaluation has been a subject of many articles in the newspapers. So improve the competitiveness of the domestic exports in foreign markets. Is a simple logical answer. Increase in the foreign value of domestic. How can this be? This is totally wrong. Improves the trade balance. Trade balance, how can it be improved? Depends on the other country with whom you are trading. So this 2 and 3 by common sense can be eliminated and come to 1. That is 98 is 1 only. Which of the following effects of creation of black money in India has been the main cause of worry to the government? Then see, we should basically understand what is deficit financing, and you can easily arrive at the answer that loss of revenue to the state exchequer due to tax evasion could be the most appropriate answer. It has come, deficit financing has come in the Economic Times several times. I have given you one clipping of that. So please go through it and then go back to the question and see how it is framed. Last question, which one of the following is likely to be the most inflationary in its effects. Obviously, creation of new money to finance a budget.